Radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio. For the masses. Yeah, man. How you doing? Today's Thursday, April 16th, 2020. 107 days into the new year, only 269 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Right. This is what we're gonna do now. Tonight, it's Fader Night. That's right, it's Thursday night, Fader Night, open lines all night long. We'll do it again tonight. We will be giving away 4 Fade to Black memberships to those in need and who are staying at home. Have you gone crazy yet? You gone crazy yet? Is the room around you expanding and contracting? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Are you there? Man, I'm telling you. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Oh, man, poor Rita. Poor Rita. Our daughter, Deanna. Oh, man. But anyway, it's kind of funny because as I've stopped talking about coronavirus. We're not going to do that tonight. Don't sweat the small stuff. But Rita and I like to say, and we were speaking to a few people around the country today, that we have been practicing social distancing and stay-at-home orders for a long time. And there, in the last 20 years, this is now 2020, so going back to around 2001, 2002, somewhere in there, but almost 20 years, the amount of time Rita and I have actually been apart, like separated, it's just minimal. It's just days. She went to New York with our daughter Deanna for a week or two. I can't remember how long that was. It was longer than a week. I don't think it was quite 2 weeks. So I was home alone for that stretch. And there were a couple of other things where I went on, business trips or trips by myself. There's that. But other than that, we are talking about 18 years of being together every single day, right? So We're good. We didn't think that we would actually exceed the limits, but we're getting close. We're getting close. For those of you out there that haven't done this, right? Maybe for the last 20, 25 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you got up and went to work every day, and your wife or your husband, who you just left behind that morning, is going to work, maybe working, whatever. But you guys, 8, 10 hours a day, you're apart, and it's a bit different. That's not the case with Rita and I. No, no. So. But the trippy thing for us has always been the escape, the ability to go, you know what, tonight let's go to the movies. You know what, tonight let's go out to dinner. You know what, this weekend let's do this. This weekend let's go do that. The ability, and that's all removed now. That part's removed. We're still hanging in there though. All right, is the room expanding and contracting for you yet? All right. Am I there? I don't know. Yeah, I know. Will we be talking about kebabs? Elf, what is it, man? What is it? Will your life be complete if you flew out to Burbank and I cooked you some kebab? Would and it's not kebabs, it's kebab. What's the plural of kebab? Elf, I love you, man. Would that make your life complete? You could hang out with Rita all weekend. Kebabs. I'll cook kebab 2 nights in a row. Kebab. And I just mentioned Twin Peaks, didn't I? Yeah, I'm actually going to talk about. Did I mention Twin Peaks already? Wait. I didn't. What? I'm going to ask you guys, did I mention Twin Peaks? Rita, text me. I'm tripping. I swear I am tripping out. I'm tripping out. Who mentioned Twin Peaks? There better be Twin Peaks mentioned in here somewhere. Did I mention Twin Peaks? Somebody pop up in Twitter right now, yes or no. Did I mention Twin Peaks? Did I mention Twin Peaks? David Pendleton. Did I mention Twin Peaks? Huh? No, I did not, right? Holy crap. I have Rita. Look at Pendleton's. Why am I shouting? She's down the hall in her own studio. She can hear me over here. Why am I going, Rita? I'm telling you, it's. I'm hypnotized. Did I mention Twin Peaks? Rita, are you tripping out? Yes, see, Rita, right there. And Rita, it's in my show notes for tonight. That is weird, man. That is weird. Okay, I'm going to get to that. That's cool. That's cool. I can see what the conversations are going to be about tonight. Open lines all night long. Elf, did that just make you happy? Just the thought of, man, Twin Peaks. That's tripping me out. Kebab. What is the plural of kebab? I believe it's kebab. I don't think it's kebabs. I've never, not in my family. All right, it's open lines tonight. Fade to Black. FADERNIGHT, 747-228-2051. And holy smokes, I just remembered something. And I'm going to do this now before it gets out of control, which is I'm shutting down the extra phone lines so they do not go off tonight on the wrong channel. Got it. Whew. Okay. We are officially ready to go. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. No, you did not mention Twin Peaks tonight. Yeah, thank you for that, because I thought I did a slip. Man, that is trippy. And, all right. I can't believe I'm doing this. The phone lines are already lighting up. Look, I'm telling everybody right now, this is the deal. I don't do this during the show. So I don't answer the phone lines during the show. I only pick up phones during the breaks. So when you hear my voice and then it goes silent, that just means you are on hold. Do not hang up and turn down your radio when you hear me come on the line. Okay, see, like this person here, putting you on hold. Okay, you can no longer hear my voice. All right, like this person here, I am putting you on hold. There, boom, you are now on hold. Okay, this person, you are now on hold. Okay, that's it. Okay, kebab. All right, follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Hashtag F2B is the sandbox. Hashtag F2BQ is Fade to Black questions. F2BQ on a Thursday night, on a Fader night, is a good night to do that, right? F2BQ, if you want to pop me a question, kind of like an AMA, right? Like an AMA-ish thing to do, is post it right there in hashtag F2BQ, and especially if you can't get to a phone. All right. Okay, where am I at? 2 chat rooms open, plus everybody over on YouTube going crazy tonight. Twin Peaks crazy. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of the chat rooms, Spreaker, right? Everybody. Sandbox. Yeah. All right, I got all that out of the way. I want to get to the phones. Don't forget to commute. Don't forget to commute over to getthet.com. That's right, getthet.com. Get your immune system commuting. That's what you want to do. Use the promo code FADER, F-A-D-E-R, FADER. And at checkout, orders over $50, you will get free shipping. All right, let's see. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Billy Carson's new television network. Have you checked it out yet? Go and check it out. Click on the banners, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Click on the banners at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Take you straight there. You get a free 3-day trial membership. And you can go and check things out right now over at Forbidden Knowledge TV. Love Billy Carson. Now, today, Rita, post it up in Twitter. Post up on Twitter the picture that you texted me of the new Game Changer blend by River Moon Coffee, which is now live on the Amazon store. I got to tell you, where's my phone? I got to tell you, looking at this is for me, I'm just going to go on the record and say this is like one of the most surreal images I have ever seen, which is right here. There it is on the Amazon store. How crazy is that, right? That's nuts. Game Changer blend coffee beans, Vienna roast, 2 pounds, created for Jimmy Church, right there at the Amazon store. And we'll get the links up, but there it is. And go. The 2-pound bags and 5-pound bags. Yeah, Costco style. All right. RiverMoonCoffee.com. Man, I love my coffee. All right. I want to send a little thank you out to Renee. And in place of the breaking news today, Renee has been working so hard and tirelessly for Fade to Black for many years. And every single night, every single day, every single morning, She is sending me all of the breaking news stories, all of the interesting stories that I bring you every night, where it sounds like it's my head and my brain, and it is, you know what I mean? Some of it is mine. It is. Probably the wacky or stranger stuff. I don't know about that, though. It might be Renee. Those breaking news stories are from Renee. And she has made sure that every single day that you guys have the very best and coolest and most interesting news out there in front of you. And like today, and we have been struggling to find news that wasn't coronavirus related. And today she sent me so many different great stories. And one of them was the Area 51 pilot photos story that is breaking all over. And the pictures from him are absolutely incredible. He skated the airspace, man, and started snapping pictures of Area 51. Anyway, today, a bunch of great news stories came in from Renee. And right now, instead of reading the news, I just want to take a moment and thank Renee. Renee is absolutely incredible. Every single night, most nights, after the show, she sends me a follow-up note on the show and usually, what we can do to make this thing better. But anyway, so I get that every night and during the day, and she is just incredible. So, Renee, I want to say right now, from Rita and I, thank you for your years of work here at Fade to Black and many more in front of us. And there you go. I don't get to do it enough, and I should do it more. All right, Renee, thank you. Oh, where am I at? Starworks, the UFOs and Artificial Intelligence Conference in Laughlin, Nevada, November 5th through the 8th. Is still on at the Aquarius Hotel and Casino. Grant Cameron's going to be there. Paul Hynek, James Fox in his new film, The Phenomenon. Sid Goldberg's going to be there. There's another 14 different speakers, both national and international. I'm going to be there. Rita's going to be there. Our entire Fade to Black crew is going to be there. Just go to Starworks USA for tickets and info. You can go over to jimmychurchradio.com and click on the banners. And Disclosure Fest, I know you've been watching the live streams. The Disclosure Fest event that we have been hosting and participating in since its very beginning is at the historic Los Angeles Park in downtown Los Angeles, right next to Chinatown. 75-acre park right in the middle of downtown. You don't even know that this place is there. It's incredible. And you're standing there, and there's Los Angeles. There's the backdrop, Chinatown right there. The Chinatown is right there. And the state and city say that the event can still happen. Okay, now we do anticipate 20,000 attendees. That's what we had last year, maybe more. And with a crowd that size, we do want to make sure that everybody is safe. If we have to move the date back a month, is that forward is towards you? That's not backwards, right? If we're going to move the date forward a month, I'm confused. If we have to move the date to August, we'll let you know right here on Fade to Black, and you can go to disclosurefest.org for all of the information. Okay? All right. Let's get straight to it. Happy birthday to today, Martin Lawrence. Today, 55. John Cryer. Today, 55. Pretty in pink. Now, I'm going to pop this over to Twitter. Do not Google this. I just want to see everybody's answers. I wish I was over on YouTube as well so I could see this. All right? John Cryer, Pretty in Pink. Name another John Cryer movie. Go ahead. Pretty in Pink is easy. Name another John Cryer movie off the top of your head. It's got to come in like this on Twitter, because if it doesn't come in like that on Twitter, that means you guys are Googling, and that's not fair. So, Fade to black. You're on the air. Hello, you're on. Caller, turn me down in the background. Caller, turn me down. Okay, I can't do this. Going once, going twice. That's good. That's good. Name another John Cryer movie. All right, you can't do it. Gina Carano today is 38. That's right. 38. Deadpool. You're thinking UFC. Not me. Deadpool. How about The Mandalorian? I have no idea. I'm not even sure who he is. I can't remember. Wow. That was harsh. Bobby Vinton today is 85 years old. Coinkydink. Think about it. Coinkydink with David Lynch. Twin Peaks. Because he sang Blue Velvet, Roses Are Red, and Blue on Blue. Bobby Vinton today, 85 years old. Our dead guys' birthdays today are Dusty Springfield, 1939 to 1999. The Look of Love. Remember that? The James Bond Casino Royale theme love song? That's right. That was a good song, too. Son of a Preacher Man. Dusty Springfield. Happy birthday. Well, she's no longer with us. Lonesome Dave Peverett. The one and only from Foghat. 1943 to 2000. Happy birthday, Lonesome Dave. Jerry Rafferty. 1947 to 2011. One song, but it was a big one. Baker Street. Today, Rita listening down the hall to what the stuff I was listening to. Like, man, what Baker Street? Foghat. Right? Look at Love. I was cranking it. It was a good day. Also, today, Henry Mancini, 1924 to 1994, wrote theme songs for everything, but his best, to this day, one of the greats, theme to the Pink Panther. Fader fact. Sweden is a pretty mellow place. All right, this is your Fader fact. This is about Sweden. Now, when you think of Sweden, what do you think of? Still controversy there, right? It's Sweden. They don't go crazy. They're not nuts. And the craziest, nuttiest thing Sweden ever did was they switched their entire traffic system from the left side of the road to the right side in a single day in 1967, and they called it Dagen H. That's right. Those crazy Swedes. Rebels. Totally OG. Maybe one day they'll go total gangsta and switch back. That's your Fader fact. Oh, man. I'm telling you, this lockdown, it's affecting me. It's affecting me because I think that's a great fact. Tonight is another Fader night. Open lines all night long. We're going to be giving away 4 Fade to Black memberships for those in need and staying at home. The call-in number, 747-228-2051. Not the Swiss, Rita, the Swedes. We know the Swiss are crazy. We're talking about the Swedes, the other S. All right. So, David Lynch, Twin Peaks. David X. Pendleton, at the beginning of the show tonight, 1 minute into the show, happened to tweet a picture from Twin Peaks. He didn't know. I'm looking at it right here. And this was tweeted 17 minutes ago. I'm going to hashtag it so everybody can check this out. I recently went and started watching the original Twin Peaks. And Rita and I watched the entire season of the new version and enjoyed it. Man, it was just great. Took it to new level and all of that. Now, I watched the original Twin Peaks. And back in the day, but that was 25, 30 years ago, right? And we went, sort of, I should say. I'm actually not being entirely accurate here. Rita and I went back and watched some selected episodes of the original Twin Peaks after or maybe during the Part 2 version of it. And just for character reference and doing some things. Well, I just recently watched the first episode and realized at that point that it is like a frame by frame remake, a scene for scene, line for line remake of the original. Same cast, right? I was blown away. Now, and especially since the new version is right here in the front of my memory, I am very compelled to go back and watch the original for a lot of different reasons. And the soundtrack, you know, because we're watching this on Showtime or HBO, whatever it was on, I can't remember. The soundtrack is in my brain. I took so many different bands that were there. I was taking the music and using it for bumper music over at Coast to Coast, and I was very involved in the new series, and I enjoyed it so much. I didn't know that it was like a scene by scene and edit by edit remake of the original. So there you go. That's a weird thing. And I talked about it with Rita right before the show, and then I sign on, and of all of the tweets that could walk into the sandbox, we get this one. We get David X. Pendleton. That's really, really amazing. And I don't even, if that's not proof to anybody out there that doesn't think that synchronicities aren't real, that the universe entanglement, the consciousness, all of this isn't connected, you've got something to learn. Is J Church Radio talking about Twin Peaks again? That's funny, Schwartz. That's funny, Mike. All right, it's open lines. It's Thursday night. I'm excited. It's my favorite night of the week. I'm going to get out of here because when I come back after this short break, we're going to go straight to your phone calls. That number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. And again, with everybody, as I do this, you're going to hear my voice. It's going to go silent. When it goes silent, that just means you are on hold. Turn down your radio. I do not screen calls. Turn down your radio when you hear my voice come on the line and be ready to go. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Open lines all night long. Thursday night, Fader Night, 228-747-228-2051. I'll be right back.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
OMG! People are jumping on board to the Life Change Tea Regiment. Brew, steep, and drink for a gentle, taste-great cleanse. It's changing how they feel. See what everybody's talking about. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Life Change Tea aids in digestive slowdown and helps people get moving down a healthy path. We won't make claims. We'll just let you decide. Experience is much better than a commercial anyway. If you want results, log on to getthetea.com and purchase your super strength cleansing tea. You won't be disappointed. And if you're looking for some mind-body suggestions, go to YouTube and punch in the search bar Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. Put power into your health now. So, getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com for super strength tea. And YouTube, Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now for valuable suggestions. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It is Fader Night. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. Write it down. 747-228-2051. It's your calls, your conversation. This is your night. UFOs, the paranormal, supernatural, time travel, conspiracy, music, food, Twin Peaks. Yeah. All right. Dusty Springfield. David Lynch. Man. Oh, right now. No. Bobby Vinton is David Lynch. Dusty Springfield is Quentin Tarantino. So you guys are sure I didn't mention Twin Peaks tonight, right? That was all on David Pendleton and myself connecting somewhere out there in the ether, right? I just want to officially confirm that. I don't want to go, stop coughing in your hand. It ain't healthy anymore. Is that me? No. What do you want me to do? I'm alone. There's nobody here. There's nobody. I'm sealed. I'm in a hermetically sealed room. There's no air in here. I do have air that comes in there, but it doesn't even feel like it's air anymore. You're just, you're closed in. Who dropped the F-bomb? Was that me? I did not. Who did it? Okay, don't suggest that. Don't put that out there to the universe. All right. Where am I at? Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
I'll give you one guess.
Yeah. And see, this is what's really funny. You're never really going to be able to get away from that now.
I know.
No, you can't. Yeah, I do too. And there's one thing. I understand how many truckers are out there right now listening to Fade to Black, right? And that's what they do. Yeah. They can't call in. They're driving. They need to concentrate. They don't need to worry about staying on hold or turning their radio up and down and doing all of that stuff. No. Stay in your lane. Drive the speed
hold your line,
limit.
Buddy.
Yeah, hold your line and just enjoy the show. But they know how much I appreciate them. And that's how you discovered me, right? That's how you discovered the show. You're out there driving, and which means, do you?
But I'm on a Bluetooth, hands-free, so I mean,
Oh, you can use any excuse you want, but you can't. Yeah. I understand that. You better be, but you can't be messing. You can't be messing around with. I pick up the line and go, "Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Hi, you're live on Coast to Coast. Turn on the radio. Turn on the radio."
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing the whoa. You don't need to be doing that.
I'm listening to you on YouTube. So when it comes on with that pre-recording, hey, you're on Fade to Black, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It knocks out the YouTube part. I mean, YouTube's still going, but I'm not watching. It's just sitting over there on the seat,
Right.
But then when I know you're coming to me, because then you switch over somehow to the I can hear the live feed in the YouTube, and that's when I just shut down my YouTube,
Well, JT, let me ask you. Let me ask you a real question. I know you called me. You've got something to say, but I want to ask you a question. Speaking of like David Lynch, right? And those crazy David Lynch movies, driving down that lonely highway, right, at night. And the center line just whizzing by you, and the headlights of oncoming traffic or not.
The zipper line. That's the zipper line.
Right. And you're just driving, and you're listening to this.
Yes,
you're listening to the crazy stuff. You got to trip out.
Yeah.
Tell me your mind doesn't go whack. Do you ever look out the window?
Oh, yeah.
You ever look out the window to see if there's any UFOs?
I asked you to ask one of the guests about, you were talking about certain mountains the other night, and I put the question into hashtag F2BQ about asking them about Mount Shasta. I'll tell you what, I'm coming south on 5 on a clear summer night, and the ice up there is just shining off the moon or whatever, and I've seen some stuff, but... Is it a reflection off the moon? I can't say.
Right.
Just unidentified.
Right.
I've seen stuff, take off from, straight up.
And that's the UFO
and I'm like,
stuff.
Okay. But, and I'm a healthy skeptic, and I'm like, okay, that's just window glare or whatever, because, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe that's what Kenneth Arnold thought it was when he was up there in his plane, right? And maybe that's just a glare. But let me ask you this. So you're driving, David Lynch, at night, zipper line, right? And we're talking about ghosts,
Just in the gators like you ran over. That's what we call gators, what you ran over, you and Rita in the rental car. That's a gator.
Oh, you heard that story.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jimmy, come on.
Oh, man. It's a true story,
that's what we
man.
call a gator. I actually sent that in FTBQ or FTB. That's what we call a gator out here. When you see those big old truck recaps laying on the road.
I'm not sure if it was a recap, man. I think that thing was on a rim.
Wow! I think that was I've seen that too.
I think that was a full spare. But anyway, but ghosts and things. Does your imagination? Because you've got hours to drive.
Well, there is times when I do not want to look to my right because I'm thinking somebody's sitting in that seat next to me, and I ain't gonna look.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I just get this feeling, and I'm like, I'll just keep my eyes on the road. Nobody's in, I'm in the right lane, so I don't need to look in the right mirror. Keep checking my left mirror, but I don't even want to look over there. It's just like.
Do you remember? Do you remember?
And it's not that I think there's going to be a scary ghoul or something. It's just like there's an apparition sitting there.
Yes. JT, do you remember the movie version of The Twilight Zone? Do you remember? It came out in the 80s. And the trucker, there was a truck driver. I'll think she was a she. I'm trying to think of her name. And she's driving her tractor trailer, and she picks up a hitchhiker, and I can't remember who it was, but something says to me it was somebody from Saturday Night Live. Somebody was in the passenger seat. Anyway, so, like Dan Aykroyd, right? Mm-hmm. And she goes,
I don't.
Do you want to see something really scary? and they're driving at night. And she goes, blah! And she makes this face, and her eyes pop out of her head. That's what you're saying, right? You don't want to look when you're driving in your truck and see that in your passenger seat, do you?
Well, but I never think of like a ghoul thing. I just like, even if there's just an apparition sitting there enjoying the ride, I mean, I don't want to see it. You know?
Would you call me if you did? Would you call me if you did?
Sure, I'd let you talk to it.
All right, JT, you called me. What's on your mind?
Well, I can't look at my list. I got my 35 guy. I know the one sticks out is Foghat. You didn't mention Foghat, and I was trying to remember if Foghat or Thin Lizzy was credited for doing the dual. You know, the first band to do the dual guitar leads.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
And Thin Lizzy did it too, you know, but I can't remember. One of them was credited as being the first band to really do the dual guitar leads.
Man, that would have to be.
I would either Thin Lizzy or Foghat.
I'm going Thin Lizzy on that, especially like the cowboy song. Right?
Oh man, that's one of my favorites.
I know. I listened to it the other day. Ask Rita. I was cranking
Jailbreak, what an album.
Oh man, Jailbreak. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. Phil Lynott was
and he died. I can't believe he died.
I know. He this is Thin Lizzy doesn't get their due. Number one, they do
Never.
not. They should be spoken about. UFO doesn't get their due, and I recognize that. The Scorps kind of do. You know, people don't bring them up like they should. But Michael Schenker Group, well, Dokken for me is. But anyway, so going back to Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy, Phil Lynott was a rock star. He had the image, he had the voice, he had the band, he had the songs, the personality. It was all there, man. Now, were they rock gods in Ireland? Absolutely. Were they in Europe? Sure. Great Britain? Yes. Here in the United States, they couldn't have gotten arrested. Right? I know. It's just the way. Oh, Large Marge. That was her name. She was the truck driver. It was Pee Wee Herman in the passenger seat. Large Marge. Oh, man, that's too funny. Anyway, Thin Lizzy, man. I'm right with you on that. Same thing with Foghat, and a lot of people brought up Foghat. Foghat Live, to me.
Oh, man.
You know,
I used to rock that on the drums all the time.
Man, that was such a great album. And Fool for the City, Honey Hush. Right, of course, Slow Ride. Everybody knows Foghat, but their Foghat was so much more than that. But the first twin leads, I've got to go. Man, I can't think of anybody doing it before Thin Lizzy. I can't.
No, I couldn't remember. I read it somewhere, but in one of the either on Wikipedia on one of their two sites, you know that. They were credited, and I couldn't remember which one it was, you know. I didn't have time to...
Right. The other day, I went, I wanted to check out Highway Song by Thin Lizzy. And I found on YouTube, I think it was called Live at the Rainbow, and hosted by Ted Nugent. And I was like, oh really? Cowboy Song? Thin Lizzy? What is this? So I click on it. Ted Nugent comes on the screen, you know, classic 1975 Ted Nugent, right? Rapid fire talking.
Yeah.
We're little here, little there, right, that thing. And live from the Rainbow in London, England, Thin Lizzy with the Cowboy Song. And they click over the satellite feed, and there's Phil, and he raps a little bit to the audience, and he was just larger than life. But this video of that, the mix, the quality, it's like high def, and the mix is perfect. Man,
I gotta find that.
Man, it's perfect. That man didn't make a mistake. You know, it's just amazing. All right, let me get some other calls. Yeah. JT, give me.
Hey, can you do an AMA though, real quick?
Yeah, sure. Right. What? Right now?
I need you to retell, and there's a lot of FADERNIGHTs and new listeners out there that did not hear the story, and I can't remember who you were setting that studio up for in your friend's house and you startled her husband?
Okay, say that again.
Okay, you were setting the studio up in one of your friend's house, famous recording artist. You told the names. I'm trying not to give a spoiler because I want you to tell it. And it was the only time someone did.
Oh, when I had a gun in my face.
Yeah. Can you tell that?
Oh, I'll tell that story. That was Ernie Isley of the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Now, the thing. Okay, all right. So
I try not to give too much information. I didn't want to give a spoiler, you know.
Right. Okay, so this is the deal. He was married, and I'm trying. Should I just drop all of the names in this? I'm just wondering how far I should do this. I did the whole thing. I told the whole story.
Yeah, you told her her name first. You started with, you said you were my friend so and so. I can't remember her name though, but
right. No.
You did tell the name.
Okay, she was actually a very famous singer too, as well.
Right.
Okay. All right. So what had happened was so I'm putting a studio in his home, and it was right off Sunset Boulevard in the middle of Hollywood. And so his wife, and it's in a spare bedroom upstairs. And it's about 10 o'clock at night, maybe 10:30 at night. Wasn't too late. I'd been there for about an hour and it just working upstairs. And she comes in and goes, okay, I'm going to go down to Wendy's. I'll never forget this, right? I'm going to go down to Wendy's and get something to eat. What would you like? And I said, okay, chicken sandwich. And she says, okay, no problem, and I'll be back. So she takes off, and I'm there doing my thing, and we how do I say this? I had to go to the bathroom for sure, but the house was silent, and I didn't know that Ernie was there. Okay, that's my memory says. I thought that I was there
I'm
alone.
laughing because I remember the story.
Right. I'm there alone. So, and upstairs was this big loop of a handrail. There were rooms on like 4 sides, and then the stairwell was in the middle. Big house, right? Okay, so I'm like in the corner. So I come out and I have to walk down around this handrail, or how do I say this? The hallway. But there's a handrail there, and I'm holding onto the handrail. It's dark. And I go in, I go to the bathroom, take a whiz, and I come out and open up the bathroom door, and there's a gun in my face. Just like
big one, too, wasn't it?
It was a big Clint Eastwood 3-foot-long chrome-plated Magnum. Yeah, exactly, dude. It was like it was huge. The barrel was like that.
Go
long.
ahead, punk, make my day.
Right. Yeah. And I put up my hands. I'm like, hey, Ernie, it's me, Jimmy. What are you doing in my house? Oh man, I'm putting the studio in down the hall. And he unclicked the hammer, right? I heard it. All right. I said, she went down to Wendy's, man. All right. And he was in his robe and had slippers on, and he just turns around and scuffles down the hall. I still got my hands up, man, and I'm freaking.
And went back to the bathroom, probably.
I'm freaking. I'm like, man, is it safe? And I'm shaking, and I go back into the bedroom, and I'm trying to. I can't even think. And she comes in, right, with the bags of food, and she looks at me. She goes, "What's wrong?" Right? Because I know I was like Don Knotts, right? And I said, Ernie pulled a gun on me in the bathroom. She gets up, she goes down the hall, man, pounces in there. He comes back down. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was sleeping and I woke up. Man, it's cool. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's a true story. I'm sure he's still alive. And if the how do I say this? The family, if anybody ever reached out to him and told, he would just laugh. It was it was just crazy. That's all I got. It was just
loved Randall Carlson, man. God, what a great show.
Yep, absolutely.
And, number 6,
oh, wait a minute.
26 to everybody.
Hold on a minute.
Oh.
It was Ronald Isley, not Ernie Isley.
Oh, okay.
All right. And his wife was, man. All right, I'm just going to tell everybody. She's cool. Angela Wimbush.
Yeah, you said it before. I just couldn't remember the name.
Yeah.
That was like last time you told it, like 5-6 years ago. I mean,
yeah,
I heard it. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, Ernie Isley was the guitar player that used to hang out with Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Hendrix used to be in that band.
Well,
so
take some other calls, man. Anyway, number 6, 24 to 26 to everybody. Go Beckley Tepe, and one more thing.
Yeah. JT, be safe out there, my friend.
All right, buddy.
I'll talk to you.
Have a good one.
Bye. Yeah, Angela Wimbush, and that's a true story. Ronald Isley, not Ernie Isley. Ronald Isley. Like it was yesterday. All right, so stay back on the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You got to turn me down in the background. All right.
Hello?
Yes, who's calling?
Jacqueline Jackson. I'm on YouTube.
Hi, Jacqueline Jackson on YouTube. How are you? Everything good?
Well, I'm 70 years old, and I'm finally not homeless. I have a place for my own phone, and you're the first person I have called online.
No way.
Yes way.
So, wait a minute. So you were homeless. You got out of that rut. You get a place, and now are you in lockdown? How does that work?
Well, I'm a hermit because I can't stand BS.
Right.
Well, first of all, I want to say, hello, Patriots. Where we go one, we go all.
That's right. Okay, you got that out of the way. And didn't you guys have a pretty good quarterback that just bailed on you for some other team?
Do what?
Okay, forget it. That was a bad joke. It was a bad joke, Jacqueline. All right. So what's on your mind tonight?
I want to ask, have you had any fringe dwellers on your show?
What's a fringe dweller?
Well, I think another name is multi-identities.
Oh, yes. But aren't we all?
And my favorite guest has been Chris Bleslow.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Because I've had a lot of health problems because of other people.
Right.
And I need a healing.
Oh, you need a healing. Yeah, and we probably once a month we'll have a show for that. You'll have to take the time if you can. And certainly post over in Twitter. And just reach out to the Fade to Black audience. Say, who's a good healer? Who should I reach out to? Is there anybody? If you want to do that. Or once a month, we'll have a guest on, and it'll be a call-in show. Yeah. And you can call in and hang out. So
yeah, because I got very, very severe PTSD.
From what?
Well, I was molested as a child. And then about 50, I was raised Christian. And about age 50, I'm 70 now, and I found out everything we've been taught in society. Religion, everything we've been lied to, and that was very traumatic.
Right. Yeah, it was heavy. Look, I went through it. I started to go through it. It started to really hit me when I was 21. That was a very harsh summer for me to go through. When it came to religions, political beliefs, jobs, corporations, money, things all hit me at the same time, education. And that was one of those turning points. And so when everybody on this show, the listeners, the guests, have all gone through that. And that's the great thing, Jacqueline, about hanging out here with us is you can say whatever. Everybody's going to listen. So many have gone through the same things. You're going to listen to a guest on this show like Chris Bledsoe or whoever, where you're going to go, you know what? I get that. I'm resonating. I understand that. And I believe that is part of the connection with everybody here, the audience and the guests that are on the show, because we all are here for a personal reason. There's something here emotionally that has drawn you to this show. There is something that made you dial the phone number to sit through hold tonight, Jacqueline. You know, and whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, we've all been through it. You know, and you can hang out here and listen, and if you've got something to say, you can certainly share that with us too. So, where were you? Let me ask you really quick. How long were you homeless?
About 3 years. I left Missouri because they tried to put me in a nursing home, and I worked in nursing homes, and I was in bad shape. I said I'd never take another bus again as long as I lived, honey. I got on that bus, and I went to the Water Protectors in North Dakota, and I was there in October. It was pretty cold, and a young man was there, and he brought me to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Wow.
But what I like to do, being a fringe dweller and a knowledge seeker and a truth seeker, and the things that I have learned, I would love to tell someone my life story because I think it would be very important for the awakened ones.
Yeah, right on. Well, every Thursday night, Jacqueline, we have open lines, and I would love for you to just call back, give us a little piece of it, and let's talk. Okay? You have a family here, and go. I don't know how much internet you have or what you're doing or anything like that, but if you can get over to Twitter and open up an account and hang out with the FADERNIGHTs over on Twitter, you're going to have a great time.
I think I'm on your list.
Okay, well, and you're over on YouTube hanging out with all of our audience over there on YouTube. So there you go. Jacqueline, have a great night.
I want to thank you.
Go ahead.
I want to thank you for having the video on, because I like video better because I can watch your reactions. Like Dan Bongino, I listen to the audio, but the video is much better.
Well, Jacqueline, look at the video camera right now. This is me waving at you as I speak to you. That's me right there. Hello, Jacqueline. All right, be safe and be well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Monday.
Okay, thank you, hon.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Go back, Lee Tepe. That's great. That right there is why I do this show. The room is expanding and contracting. 747-228-2051. Lots of calls on hold. I'll get to everybody after the break. JT hogged up everybody's phone time. I'm telling you right now, JT, everybody's angry at you. So you can hit JT up on Twitter. It's Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More of your phone calls are next. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, Fadernauts, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Go back, Lee Tappy.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now to angioprim.com. That's ANGIOPRIM.com. Or to speak with a trained consultant. Give Angioprim a call at 954-882-7221. That's 954-882-7221.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black, Fader Night, open lines all night long. Luna just stopped by the studio. First time. How cool is that? My little girl, Luna. All right, and I just got notice. I've got to give a huge shout out. Chuck Fay.
Chuck is one of the great researchers and radio and television hosts out there on the planet. He's listening in from Hong Kong. And Chuck, how you doing, my brother? Out of all of the Fade to Black shirts, we've got Fade to Black shirts shot all around the world, Stonehenge and Giza, and we get stuff in all the time. One of my favorite pictures that I have is Chuck Fay wearing a Fade to Black shirt at the Great Wall of China. And somebody post that up in Twitter. I'm going to retweet that. Chuck, love you, brother. Big shout out to Chuck Fay. All right, the number is 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Let's get straight back to it. Go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. You
Jimmy?
Yes.
Hi, it's Laura in Chicago.
Oh, you're joking. I need a last name.
Finally.
I need a last name.
Laura London.
No, I mean for the audience. I know who it is.
How are you? I didn't know if that was okay with you guys. Hi, Rita. I've been wanting to call in for years.
So you say.
For years. I didn't want to, I wanted to have something to say, and I actually have a whole list of stuff, but I know you have a lot of other calls. I didn't realize I'd have so much to talk to you about. Hi, Rita. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate the community that you have created here. This is my first love, talk radio, late night talk radio. You are my people. You, Rita, the FADERNIGHTs, you guys are my people. I have been part of the UFO community since the late 1980s, and I've sort of been displaced from my home. I've been wanting to tell you guys about, have you ever talked about the UFO club in Cleveland, Ohio? It's the oldest UFO group in the world.
That's right.
It was started in Yeah, so you know about it?
I've read about it.
Okay.
The thing, okay, you called me, and I don't want to get too sideways here, but when you go back into UFO history and you start to research things, you will see the UFO Club in Cleveland referenced because they were collecting information and getting it out there before anybody else. And at one point, I believe they had a newsletter or something that was sent out, but they would collect this information and do research before anybody else was doing it. And so you will see it pop up. Okay, so anyway, back to you.
No, so I lived in Cleveland. I moved there in 1986, and I went to college there, and then I was there for about 10 years, and the third Saturday of every month, they're still meeting. And I lived on the east side, and they meet on the west side, and I would drive to the west side once a month and go to their meetings. And I went to their website. Did you see that tweet? One of the reasons why I love you guys is because I'm constantly experiencing synchronicities with you, and I've been hearing you mention synchronicity a lot this week on the show. And I just had another one tonight because you were talking about Sweden, and I wanted to have my facts straight about the Cleveland UFO Project. We called it CUP, the group that meets there in Cleveland. Anyway,
right.
On their website, if you click on the links, on their website, they mention the Archives for UFO Research in Sweden.
And is that the AFU Foundation? The AFU,
right?
That's what it's called?
That's what it's called. I had never heard of this. I had never heard of it, and so that's just one of those things that I experience with you guys all the time, where I'll be thinking about something and then I'll hear you mention it, or I'll be reading about something and then you're talking about it, but totally unrelated.
Well, tonight, Laura, out of the blue, my Fader fact is based on Sweden. How many facts can you whip out on Sweden?
I know. So
right?
that's why
apparently there are two:
No.
the AFU Foundation and Dockin H, whatever they called it.
Exactly.
when they switched
Right.
traffic.
So-
But yeah, it's totally weird.
No, and it happened again yesterday where I collect art, pictures of art, and I have this whole collection of Alice from Alice in Wonderland paintings that modern current day artists make, and I keep saying on Twitter, because I always tweet either quotes or art, that one day I'm just going to tweet all of my Alice paintings, and then I see this news story that there's some Alice in Wonderland. I'm a native New Yorker. I was born in New York City. That there's an Alice in Wonderland statue in Central Park I didn't know about.
I
and
did
that
not know
there
that.
was some sort of plot to bomb it yesterday. On the day that I say that I'm going to tweet out all of my Alice in Wonderland art photos, there's a plot to bomb the Alice in Wonderland statue in Central Park.
Why? Why would you?
I don't know.
It's satanic. It's part of the Illuminati. It's part of the Illuminati.
It has to be.
Let me really quick. Let me indulge for a second. You have been a host. You've been not only doing what I do in another area of expertise, but you've been doing this for a while. And it takes a lot of work, Laura, to do this and to hang in there. So many, how should I say this? People that want to do what others do. Maybe it's newscasting. Maybe it's a weatherman. Maybe it's a red carpet reporter for Entertainment Tonight. Maybe it's sportscasting. Maybe it's a radio host. Maybe it's classic rock DJ spinning, whatever it is. But they think that it's just like filling out a job application, and then you're just going to go and do it, and then they find out about how much work it is, how much research, how much time you have to put in, that it's a 7-day-a-week gig. It's not turning on the microphone and just and going for it, and suddenly having an interview style, a talent, right? All of these things that are actually on the back burner. There's all of the dull stuff that takes up all of your day. You've been doing this for a long time, and for you to turn around and say, I appreciate what you guys are doing, you know what kind of work that has to go into a show like this. And when you say thank you, you're in full appreciation of everything else that goes into it, because you're doing the same thing.
Well, you guys make it look easy, I have to say. I listen, if I don't listen at night, because it's hard for me to stay up late, I subscribe to the podcast, which is a total deal. I mean, $2 a month, that's a steal. And you guys, it's just, it flows, and you just, like I said, you make it look easy, and it's not. And you have help, and you have a huge show. It's just me, and yeah, it's hard, but
you've helped us over the years too, as well. So I'm going to say to everybody, thank you. I appreciate that. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. I have to say this though to everybody. You taught me something that no one else has or could. You taught me how to interrupt. I hate that word, in a kind and diplomatic way. Instead of using the word interrupt, which kind of has a negative connotation, you say jump in, and it has changed my life. It has changed my life, because you say, I'm going to jump in here, instead of saying, I got to interrupt you, or let me interrupt you, which sort of makes people a little defensive. But the way you are so smooth, and I love it. So I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank you for helping me, before all of this stuff hit, get my immune system in check.
at getthetea.com, I'm not being paid to say this, but at getthetea.com, they sell something called olive leaf.
Yep.
And they had like a sale on it or something, I don't know, last year.
Yep.
And I tried it, and I've been taking it ever since. So I'm totally on that program. And I just want to say also at getthetea.com, they make something for skin. I've had dry skin my whole life. They make something called the Wildflower West Sun Damage Serum. And it is the best thing I have ever used in my life on my skin. Olive leaf. There you go. I'm watching you on,
I'm
YouTube,
popping up
on my iPad.
I have so much that I take every single day, and olive leaf was something that I know I mentioned it on the air here, but olive leaf was something that I stumbled upon, and the changes that it has made in me personally, and I can't force people, right? I can't. I just need everybody just to hear it, and hopefully they will make the transition. I fought it, Laura. I fought health. I fought health for 50 years.
Yeah.
I didn't give a crap. I was always skinny. I did what I wanted to, and you just lose sight of things. And I let myself go, and it caught up to me. And finally, I made those changes. I recognize and feel those changes. All I can do is tell everybody what I did and throw the warning out there. Get it right. And so thank you for that. And no, Laura is not paid. She is not paid.
No.
That actually caught me by surprise.
No, that Wildflower West Sun Damage Serum, it is the greatest thing I've ever used on my skin. And Jimmy, you and I are very close in age, so I've been around the block. And like I said, I've had dry skin my whole life, and I use that, and it is the best. It is the greatest things, and one of the greatest things. So there's that. What else did I want to talk about? Just briefly, do you remember when you were talking about how, I think it was about chicken fried steak, that you said that you wanted it or you were craving it, and you and Rita were out on the patio talking about it, and then you went online and you were seeing ads for chicken fried steak. Do you remember that?
That's yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
Stuck with me. Well, that stuck with me because it's been happening to me, but more than that, it's not something that I say out loud, but it's something that I think, and then I'll see an ad for it, but this takes the cake. So recently I have a filter on my shower head in my bathroom.
Right.
And it's about a year old, and I realized that I should probably change it. So I ordered the replacement on Amazon, and it came in a few months ago, and I just got lazy and didn't feel like changing it. So I put it in the closet. Well, today I was in the closet, and I saw it, and I thought, I should really change this filter. So I took the filter out of the closet that's in the bathroom and set it on this vanity table in the bathroom. It's just sitting there. And I have those Amazon Echo devices. I have one in like every room of my house. And every once in a while it'll show that there's a notification. So today I asked it, I said, what are my notifications? And it said, you recently purchased this shower head replacement filter. How many stars would you give it? And I thought, you're asking me today?
What?
I purchased that months ago, but I took it out of the closet today and set it on the table. So is that synchronicity, or is that us being watched? That freaked me out.
Yeah, that's trippy. I mean, and see, the thing is, if we all just stop and appreciate the moment when things like this happen. Now, you can act on it. You can go ahead and give them the review, all right? You can take it a step further. But the point is, all of that happened for a reason. It's not, when I say not, the reason isn't for you to go and install it. The reason isn't for you no, what I'm saying, it happened for a reason. What happened was for a reason. this wasn't a coincidence that appeared, that you managed to take it down off of the shelf, that you thought about the replacement, that all of this clicked off. And you need to just stop and appreciate what the universe is doing. That's all. It's not telling you to do something. That's not for the reason. And like tonight, I cannot explain what are the odds of me talking about Twin Peaks with Rita right before the show, going, I watched the first episode. And, I think I'm going to talk about this tonight. So I go and I pop it in my show notes. My show notes literally is one sentence, okay? I do a long rant, but I only need a bullet point. And it says, today I went back and started watching Twin Peaks, ... the original version. Funny, because Rita and I watched the entire season of the new version, ... I leave it there. That's all I need to remind me of saying something. That's it. And then at the start of the show, for a FADERNIGHT like Dave Pendleton to just bust off with the first tweet of the night at the start of the show, an image from Twin Peaks?
Right.
Now, wait a minute here. Now, I don't know the significance of it, but it happened. And you have to stop and smell the coffee. That's all. Appreciate the moment, know that it happened, and then move on. And just take the moment to pause. I love it when it does. And it was weird because I thought, Laura, I'm serious too. I thought I mentioned Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Yeah, what? I saw the look on your face on the cam there. You're like, did I mention it? Did I mention it?
That flipped me out.
Really genuine.
Yeah, because it wasn't even 15 minutes before that Rita and I were talking about it. Hey, well, listen, before I let you go, tell everybody about Speaking of Young and where they can go and check it out.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, it is a podcast that I have where I interview Jungian analysts. They are certified Jungian analysts. And you can find it at Speaking of Jung, that's JUNG.com. And I just want to say one more thing before you let me go, that one of the thoughts that is keeping me going through all of this, it's been rough, this quarantine, this lockdown, it's been tough, but if we all survive this thing, what is at the top of my bucket list is I want to go out into the field with you and Rita and night vision goggles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is what is keeping me going and motivating me, is being out there with you and Rita, because I missed that at Contact in the Desert. I was there 2016, but I was at George Norrie's birthday party, but I heard you guys saw something. I totally missed it.
Yeah, that was the crazy night. That was the green chrome balls night, actually.
Yeah. Damn,
yeah, was that 16 or 2015? Yeah,
I was there in 16, and I heard that something was seen, and I was at George Norrie's birthday party giving him a box of pizza rolls and missed the whole thing. So.
Right. Well, we do see the thing. I don't. It's his birthday every year in June, right, during Contact in the Desert. So we've done that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've done that a few times. Oh. But the Green Chrome Balls night was during his birthday party. We got up and left. I bailed with Rita. We had our own table, right? We were there with, I forget, it doesn't matter. We were there with a bunch of...
Wait, no, but there's a picture of you at a table with Stanton Friedman, Travis Walton, Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Right. That, okay.
I think that's it. And I'm in the back. You can see me.
Okay, well, it was that night. I believe
it.
That was the Green Chrome Balls night. So that was only 4 years ago? Why did I think that was? Yeah. Man, I don't know. Where does the time go, Laura? Well, everybody, it is speakingofyoung.com.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
Laura. Thank you so much. And listen, we love you right back. And going out for a night vision with a sky watch and seeing something cool, the invitation is wide open. So the next time we do it, and you're there. I really look forward to it.
I look forward to it. Hey, Go Beckley Teppy, baby.
Laura London. Speaking of young, thank you so much, Laura, and thank you for taking the time.
Have a great night. Bye, Rita. I love you guys.
Right on. Laura London. And speaking of young.com, she said it right. It's Y-U-N, or I just blew, J-U-N-G, not Y-O-U-N-G. Speaking of young, CarlYoung.com. And all of her episodes are probably up there. You can go and check it out. I'll pop it up in Twitter. And we just went pole to pole here with Laura. So I am going to bail out early, 30 seconds early, and I'm going to get to a break, and then we'll come back and get to your phone calls. Can I do it now? Man, I'm out of sync with the network, though. I can't quite do it. Okay, so then let's do this. I'm just going to bring in somebody. I'm going to bring in somebody right now, like this. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Matt from Winnipeg. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Matt from Winnipeg. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Just finished a massive communications exam from University of Manitoba stuff. So, engineering study. So it's been pretty wild.
Well, I'm sure you aced it. I'm sure you aced it. What's on your mind?
Okay. Well, you know what? I remember your show from Monday when you talked about what was that guy on your Monday show? I forgot his name.
On Monday, was it Adam Apollo?
Adam Apollo, that's the guy.
Right.
The guy that was talking about the physics of UFOs and stuff, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is cool. I wanted to give you some really good information here. Are you aware of a physicist named Dr. Rudy Shullard? I don't know if I pronounced that last name properly, but he was a part of the Dr. Edgar Mitchell Foundation of research into extraterrestrial and extraordinary encounters, also known as FREE.
Okay, so what about
it? What about Harvard University, or I guess the co-founder of that organization with Dr. Edgar Mitchell.
Okay.
And we were talking, because actually I was going to go and collect all kinds of autographed books based from people who have at least a master's and a PhD to try and do a paper in UFOs at the University of Manitoba dedicated to the engineering potential that could come from doing this particular research.
Okay, so...
And it was quite interesting that he mentioned that there was a relationship between, I guess, 0 Point and the saucers, that when I'm pretty sure that he mentioned, I guess, along the lines of when you have toroidal geometries, you start having different, power, energy, I guess, transformation processes. In this case, what I'm looking at is an electrical process, and it's always in that shape of the geometry. When you change, it looks like that there is a link between 0 Point and how energy can be extracted and moved into circuitry and stuff. And was actually talking with Dr. Rudy Shullard on this, and he actually sent me a copy of Volume 2 of Beyond UFOs before it's even released. And he was actually very carefully hinting at these particular processes. When you change the process of consciousness, you do have energy transfer processes. And that brought me to the other thing that I was looking at. Have you ever heard of an individual named Aimé Mousson? There's the guy that researches UFOs, and you see a show every now and then on Gaia. I think it's called Verimo, or I can't pronounce it properly.
That's okay, but listen, Matt, let me jump in. I've got 30 seconds, so I don't want to cut you off. Okay, so I got 30 seconds.
Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to explain to you that this guy was right, that there is a relationship to powering up these particular machines based on thought and an altered state of consciousness, that your altered state of consciousness is a power supply for these particular machines in which they can craft. And like you said, when you talk about the spice in
Frank Herbert,
that show
Dune.
called Dune.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a relationship to it. It's more than just being able to control hardware. There is a possibility that is your power supply for a lot of these machines in which you start to see that fly over top of our skies. And it looks like there may actually be some science to support that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm telling you. And Matt, thank you for the phone call, my friend.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Matt, we got a little delay tonight. I don't know what's going on. Matt, give me a Gobekli Tepe.
Sure thing. Gobekli Tepe, buddy.
Thank you so much, Matt from Winnipeg. There is something there. I'm telling you, I spoke about this last week, and I mean it. It's simple. Whatever it is, ET's got it figured out. And it's simple for them. Think about that. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Do you want to be an official FADERNIGHT? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Introducing the new Surfer Music app. Listen, FADERNIGHT, you know I love my music. This is my go-to for all things notes. The Surfer app is a brand new concept in music listening. Surfer is free, providing unlimited access to thousands of live streaming radio stations. Surfer is an exciting, interactive listening experience. Discovery and surprise are built right in. Surfer is your destination to discover and rediscover great live streaming music. It features high-quality audio streams, free access to music from thousands of live streaming radio stations, unlimited listening, unlimited skipping. You get a music visualizer, and you can also select your favorite channels. Get it at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Just search Surfer Music or click on the Surfer banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Gobekli Tepe.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
If you have hard water, the lime scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate lime scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. Let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Alan.
Hi, Alan. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Morongo Valley, California, near to Live in the Desert.
Yeah, right on. Right on. What's on your mind tonight, Alan?
Could be your lucky night. I've got a good story to tell you from about 50 years ago.
I'm all ears.
Okay, let me go right back. I was actually born in Glasgow in Scotland, and now I'm living out here in the desert. But about 50 years ago, I used to stay in what we would call in Glasgow tenement buildings, which were like old apartment buildings.
Okay.
And what happened then? Well, it takes a little while, so I need you to sort of bear with me because it was either a little boy's wild imagination, a ghost story, or who knows, it could even have been abduction. I don't know. I don't even know to this day. But what happened was, the first sort of signs of it was my parents started taking me to the doctors because I had problems with bedwetting. They kept saying, why are you not getting up? Why are you just wetting the bed? And I tried to explain to them, I can't get out of the bed. And they said, well, why not? I said, I can't move. I just lie in bed. I mean, at that time, I did not know anything about, like, sleep paralysis or anything like that. So I kept going to the hospital and stuff, and the doctors and all them people, and they kept saying, why are you being so lazy? Why are you not getting up? And I told them over and over again, it's not me. There's things happening to me, but they wouldn't believe me being at that age. I must have only been about 8 or 9 years old. Anyway, one night, I'm lying in my bed, and all of a sudden, that feeling comes over me again where it's like the sleep paralysis. And then I could feel a presence next to my face. And it was like breathing on me all the time. So I'm like, what the hell? So I'm trying to open up my eyes. And eventually I managed to open up my eyes. And there's this horrible, demonic face right next to me, breathing right in my face. So I can't move. Literally, I can't move my arms, legs, nothing. I can't even scream. I can do nothing. And this thing turns around completely, and it's got a newborn baby on its back. He's holding this newborn baby over his shoulder, holding it by its umbilical cord, and the baby's crying.
You're 8 years old? You're 8?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Keep going.
And when I'm thinking about this every day, it's like it happened yesterday. I talked to Whitley Strieber, and I told him. And it's just like this. I can't remember things I did yesterday. But that one thing, I know everything about it like it happened. So anyway, this thing takes off across the floor, and it goes straight towards the bedroom. The curtains wave up, and it goes straight through the window, just disappears. And then from various occasions I've had in there, things like you get up and you're lying on top of tables, you're walking down long corridors. There's those things are like everywhere. I wake up and you just can't move. And then it wasn't even at nighttime, because even during broad daylight, I can remember one occasion, which was really bad. I was sick one day. I'm lying in bed, and I couldn't go to school, so my parents put me in the living room to sleep on the couch. So on these doors, on these old buildings, they've got like glass right at the very top of the doors. And I wake up and my dog's going crazy. He's woof, woof, woof. And I look at my dog, and my dog is looking up straight at this glass. So I follow his direction with his nose, and I look up to where this glass is. And that thing is up there in that glass, looking straight down at me. But you got to be about 8, 9 feet off the ground. I'm trying to figure out how the hell he got up there. And of course, being a kid, I just put the blankets over my head and pretended it wasn't there. And then things have happened to me during that period of time where I got stuff wrong with me, my neck. I got like a growth on my neck that had to be taken off with the doctors. And then I got stuff inside my hands. And that came out when I was at school in my teens. And I remember there was pieces of metal actually come out of my hands. I still not got the metal because I still at that time don't really know much about aliens, abductions, and all this stuff. It's only, you would need to go much later to like the late 80s when I saw Communion. And I'm watching Communion and I'm sitting there staring at the screen thinking, what the hell? This is like my childhood. The things that were going on there were just making me shiver, and it was as if I was reliving what I'd actually seen back as a kid. But I still don't know to this day whether it was just dreams, just imagination, or what was going off.
Incredible story, Alan. And, you know, my normal reaction to that is to ask you, has it happened again? Did you think that it was real? Do you think it was a dream? Having that type of vivid memory of the event at that age of 8, you know, having a baby with an umbilical cord attached to its back, that's a very, very direct type of thought. Now, I'm not suggesting that it was real. I don't know, and I'm not sure if you know or not. When I say real, I mean a physical being there, or was it something that was manifested? Was it a ghost? Was it something else like that, or was it, you know, something physical that was there? No matter what, you haven't forgotten it, and that's incredible. And I'm going to refer over to Twitter. Has anybody heard anything like this before? I have never heard anybody with that type of experience before, Alan. Tremendous, man, tremendous. It never happened again?
No, it was only just in that one house. So, and again, being back, you're talking about going back to about 1969 and being as a kid, and I was like in the middle of Glasgow. It's like being in New York. You don't think you're going to be abducted in New York,
right?
And as a kid, you never think. Well, back when I was a kid, you never thinking about monsters coming and getting you or those kind of things. But basically, to this day, I can close my eyes and I can get a full description of that thing. Just comes back if I think about it. And with that breathing on my face, I know that I could feel that breath on my face.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it looking straight at me and not being able to actually move in any shape nor form was one of the most horrific experiences I could ever imagine. And especially when it turned around and it turns around and I'm just looking straight at this baby who's like just hanging there from that cord, and it was making noises, and then this thing just takes off and just disappears, and the curtains blow up, and that thing just goes through there. And then, of course, when I'm talking to my parents, they're just like, you know, a little boy's imagination. Then I just put it to the back of my mind, and it wasn't so many, many years later that you grow up, and then I watch Communion, and then I hear about the sleep paralysis, and I'm like, that's what the hell was wrong with me. Yeah. I couldn't move. I'm trying to tell my doctor, and I'm like, I can't move. I can't do nothing. Open my eyes. He's like, well, this doesn't happen. You're just a lazy little boy. You won't get up and go to the bathroom. I'm like, you don't understand. I wish I could go to the bathroom, but I can't. I'm just there. I cannot move anything. And the doctor just wouldn't listen to me at all.
Well, and that's why you listen to Fade to Black.
Exactly. Long-time listener, Art Bell fan, you know, the whole 9 yards. And, you know, it just opened my eyes to, I never take anything for granted, but, you know, I just get an open mind. And
Thank you for
there
sharing.
Is something out there. It's strange. I mean,
thank you for sharing. Thank you for
Not
sharing.
Not a problem. Awesome. Actually, good on. I've been listening to Coast and you guys for so long. And tonight, for some reason, being cabin bound in my little house up here, I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn Jimmy on. And I told the guys on YouTube, I'm giving it 5 more minutes, and I'd given up. I grabbed the phone, and I go to the bathroom, and then I could hear you. I'm like, is that Jimmy at the background? It must be. So
yeah, there you go. Great. Well, I'll be. I'm not hosting Coast this weekend. I've got the weekend off, but which means housework. You know, the honey-do list. But I'll be back over at Coast next Friday. I'll be hosting Open Lines next Friday night. Yeah. So there you go. All right.
You have a great night, Jimmy.
You too.
Thank you.
Go Beckley Tepe.
Go Beckley Tepe. Night.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a great experience right there, Alan. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's keep. I was going to give the phone number out. I've got so many calls on hold. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy. This is Andy.
Hi, Andy. How are you?
I'm doing good. Glad that you're doing good.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try and talk real quick because I know you got a lot of callers. I was going to hang up, but everything about synchronicity has kept me on.
Right on, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Just to start off, our small dog is named Luna.
Oh, so really? Oh,
yes. She's half Shih Tzu, half Maltese.
Yeah, kind of like, we don't know Luna. We rescued her from a car dealership. She was living in a car dealership's parking lot, and I just grabbed her and threw her in the back seat of our car. And I called Rita. I said, I just grabbed a dog. She's like, what? I said, I have no idea, man, but she's homeless. And I said, just open up the door. I don't want her to run away. And so I pulled up to our house. We took her, threw our daughter, Deanna, just grabbed her, threw her in the bathtub, scrubbed her up. And that was 8 years ago. So she's been with us for 8 years, and she's precious. We don't know anything about her history. We took her to the vet. The vet said, I think she's about 1.5 years old. And so she's somewhere in there. She's probably 10 years old, and she's absolutely amazing. I told her all the way home, Andy, in the car, I said, we've got 2 dogs. We've got a doggy door. You can do whatever you want. All the food, you just go in and out and just party. You know, and I'm talking to her like, you don't worry, it's all good. Yeah, so there you go. So that's Luna. Thank you for pointing that out.
Maybe she chose you and you didn't choose her.
Hey, man, it's the universe. Absolutely, she found me. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So what's on your mind tonight?
All right, so bear with me. I'm going to kind of condense things really quick. So on March 31st, between the hours of 1:30 or 2:30 a.m. and 6:30 a.m., I had what was called the morning visit. Woke up paralyzed, laying on my left side of my bedroom. I was sleeping alone.
Right.
I thought I felt the spirit of my aunt coming in. Realized that I couldn't move, and that feeling changed from, I'm going to see my aunt or her spirit to they're here, they're coming. I start feeling the static electricity, and I just know they're here. I black out, come to again. There's 2 small beings standing on my left, and I'm still immobilized. I could barely move my left arm. I'm still in the position I was when I went to sleep. One of them is wearing some kind of black suit and has a device in their hand, similar to a flashlight, but only one end is clear, and I can see a filament, and it's emitting a cone-shaped purplish, pinkish light that's hitting me from the waist down. Next to that being is another being in a tall, he was he or she was wearing a robe that went up to a point. I couldn't see either of these beings' faces. The light that was being emitted from this device that was being cast upon me was glinting off the mask of the being that was closest to me that was holding the device. So I could kind of see this purplish, pinkish reflection on whatever it was covering its face. I tried to communicate with them telepathically, but I got the sense that they were really focused on what they were going to do and that they really didn't have time to talk to me and that they were talking amongst themselves. I then blacked out. I came to again, and this time there was a nurse, an elderly woman, standing at the foot of my bed, and she had short silver hair, and she had a plastic tubing device that tapered off at the end, and it looked like to me like something like an enema. And my first thought was, oh no, this is going up my butt. And without realizing it, this nurse heard me and said, no, this is not for that. And I knew this wasn't a nurse. I knew it was just a screen being put up because the nurse's neck was too thick and the head was too large. And basically the message that I got back was, we're going to put this down your nasal passages. And at that point I asked, could you please sedate me or knock me out? And the message I got back was, no, that's not necessary. The last thing I remember is the nurse coming over, pulling me over so that I was more on my back and moving my head so that she could have a good position to insert this thing down my nose. So I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, run upstairs, wake up my wife. She can tell by the look something's happened. I explain everything that just happened to her. Jump in bed, pumped of adrenaline, run into my daughter's room, and as objectively as I can be, I just wake her up, to ask her, do you have any nightmares? Anything weird happen to you? No. Go back to bed with my wife. Can't sleep. Get up, and I'm start working in my office, and my wife's in there with me, and she has the news on, and this was probably about 3 or 4 hours later after this happened, or after I woke up. And out of the corner of my ear, I hear something about a study being done to treat COVID-19 involving UV light. So I tell my wife, I flip my chair around to tell her, reverse that, whatever it was, just, I need to hear that. So she gets the remote, rewinds it. Turns out Colorado State University is doing a study. It's not a vaccine. It's the treatment to mitigate the effects of COVID-19 involving vitamin B12 and UV light. And I was like, that's what this light kind of looked like. It kind of reminded me of a black light that was being shined upon me.
Right, like a purple color.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And it was in a cone shape. So I'm kind of wondering maybe something was going on. About 2 or 3 hours later, I get a call from a lab that my results for COVID-19 are negative. Now, on Saturday, March 28th, myself, my daughter, and my wife all got tested together at the same time. And that is a crazy story in of itself because we got there 5 minutes before the place opened up. We thought that it was going to be jam-packed. There was only one person in there in front of us, and we all three got tested in less than an hour. Well, later that evening, March 31st, I'm not sure if you heard, but there's this big UFO sighting over off the west coast of California that's seen from basically La Jolla all the way down to Mexico. If you go to the front page of MUFON, they actually have a little section up where they're investigating these lights that were seen over the ocean. Well, that evening, I'm talking to people that are actually first-hand witnesses to this whole thing. And I'm just thinking, man, this is like unreal. I have a visit. Get something about Colorado State University. I get my results, only me. My wife doesn't get her results she doesn't get hers till April 3rd. My daughter doesn't get hers till April 5th. The lab can't explain why my results came back first and we didn't get all of ours together. To top this off, I report back for work on April 7th, they pull me inside and they say, Andy, we have something to tell you. And I'm like, okay, you know. They said, you worked on March 27th, and one of your coworkers tested positive for COVID-19, and they're in quarantine. How are you feeling? Are you sick? Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm totally fine. I actually, on my own, got tested on the 28th. And they were just like, okay, well, she's going to be coming off her quarantine in a couple of days. She's been totally asymptomatic. She didn't even get a fever or cough. She only found out because she was working in another state on deployment. When she came to work that day on the 27th, and you guys were working together, she got a text from a coworker, hey, I just found out I'm positive for COVID-19. We were working closely together for these few days. You might want to go get yourself checked. My coworker found out on April 5th that she was positive. And I just can't believe with all that there. I talked to Dr. Melanie Barton, who's helping me with my PTSD from these experiences. The first thought out of her words and Yvonne Smith, when I told her, they both said I was being inoculated from the virus.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it at that. But as stuff kept happening, and I think for me, when I went back to work on the 7th, and to find out that I was exposed to somebody, and it just blew me away. And I just kind of like had to share this with you because it has so much to do with synchronicities, and like you said, there are no coincidences, and I can't make this crap up. I mean, this all actually happened.
And the incident off of the West Coast, now this is, which I did see, by the way, right now, Andy, I am blown away with these videos of large groups of things in the sky from across the United States and from around the world. And you can't attribute everything to Starlink. And plus, these things are moving, and they're in groups. They're not in a straight line. But something is happening out there right now. I don't know, and it's not a CGI thing. And there was another video that was posted today from Cusco, Peru. I think it was Cusco, Nazca. Incredible video today where something, and to have all of this going on when this planet is flipping out, you know, I don't know, man. And is this tied in with you? And to have things go down with you, you know, March 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, this MUFON thing happening last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure the MUFON report. It wasn't about MUFON. But off of the coast of Southern California. Very strange, man. Very strange. Andy, thank you. Thank you for not only calling in and sharing that with us, but I want to know from others out there, have you been having the same situation? Plus, you know, you're at home with the wife and your daughter, and this kind of stuff is going on at the same time, and you're able to talk to them and ask if they're having these same strange dreams. Also, I've got to head to a break here in 10 seconds. What did you, really quick, have you noticed how many people, even in mainstream media, is talking about the crazy dream syndrome, right? Everybody's having these nutty dreams right now.
No, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people like myself have been feeling like there's this sense of urgency, and we're kind of wondering if this whole pandemic is part of that sense of urgency that we're going through. But I will tell you that a lot of people like myself that I trust that they've experienced something similar to me, we all feel that there's no way this planet can handle disclosure because we are not handling the pandemic very well at all.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
We're just not ready. I mean, if we're acting this asinine, and so, you know, we're just not ready. And a part of me feels like maybe this was a test. There's that famous footage from a Chilean Air Force plane where it shows an object that's basically like seeding in the clouds, and you only can see it in the infrared. It's like a black and white.
Yeah.
But I kind of wonder if maybe these people above had something to do with what's going on now. Maybe this is, like I said, a test, and we're showing that we're not ready. We're not ready to take the leap that we're not the only intelligent, sentient beings in the universe.
Andy, thank you for the phone call. Go Beckley Tepe.
Go Beckley Tepe.
Thank you so much, Andy. Bye-bye. And all of that went down about 2 weeks ago. Great phone call right there, Andy. Thank you so much. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More of your phone calls are next after this short break. Stay with us.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to GetTheT.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's GetTheT.com.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
So are you tired of being tired? Well, then it's time to get the tea. Hey, it's Lisa here to tell you about this all-natural, all-organic tea I've been drinking that has had great results for over 20 years. It's called Life Change Tea, and it's specially formulated to help detoxify and cleanse your kidneys, liver, colon, and blood all at once. The colon is one of the most ignored organs in the human body. The faster that waste is eliminated from the body, the less time that waste sits in our intestines, spreading toxins to our bloodstream. This tea helps cleanse chemicals caused by outside intruders from our entire digestive system. And get this, weight loss can be a side effect. And with continued use of the tea, you can experience clearer, healthier, younger looking skin, increased energy, and a happier outlook on life. So if you're tired of being tired, get the Life Change Tea at GetTheT.com. That's GetTheT.com. And like me, you'll be glad you did.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tepe.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight's Fader Night, open lines all night long. We have introduced our new Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. It's called Game Changer. And I just popped it up again, finally, the link, and to the Amazon store. So go and check it out. Truly the best coffee in the world. It's the best. All right, 747-228-2051. Let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live.
This is Rob from Nevada.
This is Rob from Nevada.
From Nevada.
How you doing, Rob?
Good, buddy. I met you at the Hilton. You wanted my hat, and I told you couldn't get one unless you retired, and so you took a picture with me. Remember?
I do remember that, and I still want the hat. I'll take it from you next time I see you. Okay?
Nope, you can't have that hat now.
How you doing, Rob?
That's two tours, 20 and back to get that hat, buddy.
Well, what's on your mind?
Hang on a minute now. I just had to do that on the air. Fade to Black blend. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. It's the best. It's the best. There's no question about it.
It's great. And I'm going to be up all night because of doing that. Anyway, what do you know about Austin Steinbart?
Not much. Who's Austin Steinbart?
He's saying that he's Q, and he's associated with this QAnon movement.
Okay.
And I'm thinking you need to talk to him, and we need to get some answers about all this.
Why is that?
Because you know how to ask questions. You got the scientific background. The guy's super scientific.
Right.
And it's not a spiritual thing. It's more of a science thing, and I think you got it.
Well, but no, when I say why is that, no, I appreciate that, Rob, and thank you. No, when I say why is that, do you follow Q?
Well, I've been trying to read. There's a lot of posts, but I've been doing a lot of research with all this time on my hands, and I've been back researching it, and it sure appears that this guy knows what he's talking about. And he could very well be the real deal.
Right. And when Q, okay, I've said this so much, and so just let me say this: it takes an investment and a commitment to follow Q and to do the research and chase the breadcrumbs. I don't have that kind of time. I depend on people like you that can do that and follow it. I don't know. When it comes to Q, this is my advice to everybody. If Q is real, I mean real, like involved with the White House, an actual insider, and has inside information about all of these different subjects, then great, right? A conspiracy that would, not a conspiracy like it's a crime, but something that would be revealed as being authentic would be huge news. Don't go and without proof think that Q is real. You can't do that. You cannot do that for your own sanity, right? You can't go in with both feet and get committed. Do the research and follow through. In the end, if it's revealed that Q is real, great. If it's not, then you're in the safe zone. You don't have to go, all right, I didn't go all in. Right. You know what I mean? And that's my advice when it comes to Q. I don't know. As a matter of fact,
the thing about this guy, is the people that have been interviewing him don't know how to ask questions.
Right.
He talks so much and so fast that the way you do your pump the brakes thing, I know you can keep him on track and get us some good information, because the people that are talking to him, they just don't know how to interview.
Right.
No offense, guys. I love you all, but no offense. Anyway.
What's his name again?
Austin Steinbart. Steinbart. Check him out, Jimmy. Love you, buddy. You know I do. And I'll see you on the next one.
Go back, Lee Tappy.
10-4, Eleanor.
Thank you so much. I don't know who Alan Steinbart is, and I think most of you understand that I have not stayed up on top of it. I depend on all of you to get me the information. I'll look into this guy and see what he's all about. Okay? I'll see what I can do. With that, let's stay on the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is Dave in South L.A.
Hey, Dave. That was weird tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what popped into your head? What motivated you to go all in with Twin Peaks tonight?
Well, I had sent out one tweet with a picture, and then I forgot to put the caption on it. And so I had a couple of stored in, gifts stored in from Twin Peaks in my F2B file. And so that was just what I picked out.
That's weird, man. That was weird. Something made you click on that mouse, brother. Think about that.
Oh, yeah. Synchronicity is a sign that reality is about to go sideways.
I'm telling you,
I found that out through experience. If you look for that.
Did you see my face? Were you watching?
I did not get a chance to do a screen grab on that.
Okay, but you did see it, right? I mean, I tripped.
No.
I tripped out. I was like, I don't remember mentioning this. And I thought maybe I slipped it out, but I was going to, wow, that was weird. That was a weird one. It was your fault. Your fault, bro.
It's like, hey, I take full responsibility for my actions, and I can do much worse. So be careful. But
all right.
Like that interview with David Lynch, he says it's like creativity throws you these little pieces of puzzle, and you get them one at a time. And if you fit them in and work with them, they start to come together and form something. So I think this is part of synchronicity. Pay attention. That's what, keep on your toes. In my terms, I would say Eshu's on the move. Something's about to happen. And I can certainly...
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Well, I reached out to David Lynch a couple of years ago when the new version of Twin Peaks came out to get him on the show. And he wrote back, and this is what he said. He said, I'm going to do this in the David Lynch voice, right? I think I'm going to be doing a lot of painting. I'm not going to have the time for media. So that was it. He was going to go paint. I was like, all right, can't argue with that, man. I don't want to push it, but I was pretty bummed out. At least we had that moment of interaction. But I'm going to go and do some painting. So there you go. We had it there for a moment. Maybe we need to reach back out.
Yeah, that's possible. Possibly he's done something. But, things happen. Maybe that's a sign to reach out. That's all.
Absolutely.
See what happens.
No doubt about it.
Follow the trail and go down the rabbit hole. That's what it's pointing to. Rabbit hole here. And see where it takes you. That's what life's about.
What's on your mind tonight, David?
Oh, well, I realize now that in the situation where I'm living in, all of the work I've done prior to this is now kicking in. Right, I haven't been exposed to this much of a natural setting, and also to the spirits of my ancestors at the same time being really strong where I am right now, and the forces of nature. So I'm starting to find that, hey, I can go out into the woods with a bottle of rum, a Black and Mild, and some chocolates, and I can, talk to the nature spirits. I can get in touch. And I'm getting downloads. I'm getting messages from the environment around me that I never noticed. I wasn't able to pick up on before. And that's the whole thing about synchronicity. It's telling you keep on your toes, watch these things, and it feeds back. As the more you do it, the more it feeds back, and it takes you places. It takes you on journeys in life. So the download I got, and there's something very similar I noticed that your guests were saying, you were saying, and I heard somebody else on the news today saying the same thing. But this is the message I got from my namesake handle there, Zarabanda. You have been given a golden opportunity to change the course of humanity and life on this planet. Right here, right now. Have the courage to make it so. That was the message.
And I'm just picturing you with your hat, a Black and Mild, and some rum. man. Oh, and chocolate. It's got to be dark chocolate. It was dark to go with the rum, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. You got to go on. And nature. And
I got
nature.
pictures.
You got pictures.
Yeah, I got pictures. I got my Wojo working, That's what it is. But, yeah, I got lots of topics. I mean, lots of synchros before I left L.A. Day of the Dead was November 2nd. And synchronicities the next 2 days. Boom. Following day, I had the synchronicity involving it's my grandmother's birthday. I have a synchronicity with my neighbor. She's an elderly woman. Haven't talked to her before. Go and chop it up. It's like a beautiful day. And she says, oh, by the way, can you get me a pack of cigarettes? And I was about to walk away. And then I remembered, oh, wait a minute. My grandmother smoked a cigarette a day for all 96 years of her life, just about. So I was like, okay, somebody's tapping me on the shoulder here. So I go out, and I get her the cigarettes, and I was like, can I have some? Because I can give these to my ancestors. And she was like, okay. And so she's like, well, why don't you just take the whole pack then? And which was a quote that I would have heard my grandmother say.
Right.
And then the following day, I'm leaving a cafe, coolest section of Los Angeles, best neighborhood in Los Angeles. Leaving this cafe, someone singles me out on the street corner, and they say, can you help me? And I'm low on cash, going through a lot, and I'm like, somebody else here, anybody else here has got more, can help you more than I can. I get halfway across. The guy is persistent. This happens a lot in South LA. In LA, people say stuff. And so I get to ignore it. And then he's like, hey, you, can you heal me?
Ooh.
Well, guess what my grandfather's occupation was? He was a country doctor.
Right.
He got paid in chickens more than he got paid in cash. And so I was like, what seems to be the problem? Because now I know I have to turn around and I have to face this guy. And he's like, I've got demons on my shoulders, and they're telling me to do bad things. And I'm like, whoa. You picked me out of the crowd, and then you want me to get rid of demons. I could tell just by, he was a very pleasant-looking guy, kind of plump, looked like almost Tweedledee or Tweedledum.
Right.
And so I said, I, as a curandero, I carry rum with me wherever I go if I can, because I can always use it. And so I paid attention to people who do energetic healing, Reiki, things like that. So I was like, okay, this guy is not possessed by demons. So he's dealing with, city of lost angels. When angels fall, they wind up in Los Angeles. And so I do, like, okay, let me ground your energy first. So I ground his energy. And then he's like, okay. And then I do a banishing. I'm just like, I don't care who you are, how big, how bad, because there are some things out there like that. And I'm just like, get lost. You can come back in a block or two, but right now, just get off his back. And so I did that, and he actually let me spray him with rum and clear his aura. And he's like, yeah, I don't hear them anymore.
Whoa.
So I was like, first my grandmother, then my grandfather, and now I'm, in a position where I'm surrounded by artifacts from them, and I'm, using them in some of my, spirit altars for the ancestors and whatnot. So they're running really strong here, and I've so once you realize that thing, that reality is going sideways, it's like, pay attention, because it may be something like somebody's bothering you or something completely out of the blue. But that's what you need to, pay attention to make the changes.
I couldn't agree with you more, David. And, it's words of wisdom. But whenever things start to happen and you are awake and aware enough to observe it, just take a moment to appreciate it. Whatever happens after that happens after, but you need to know when it's going down and to appreciate it. I just love it. And I say it all the time. Deja vu, man, I used to trip out on it a little bit. Now I just it's like accelerating in a car, or
it's my normal.
Right. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, David. Go Beckley Tepe, my friend.
One quick question: you still got a membership available?
Sure. You want one?
I would like one, sir.
Okay, write Rita. Just do me a favor. You've got her email address. Rita@jimmychurchradio.com will get you hooked up. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Peace.
You're the best, David.
Go Beckley Tepe.
Go Beckley Tepe. David from South L.A. And David will hook you up. Not a problem. With a Fade to Black membership. And wow, my phone system seems to have shut down, at least with that number. Let's go here. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Nick Houston on Twitter.
Hey, Nick Houston on Twitter. You just wanted to say that so Twitter will light up. That's okay.
Well, all this Twin Peaks talk really made me want to call. Actually, the last week I've been thinking about some other topics, but I love Twin Peaks. It's my favorite show.
Yeah, right on. So what are some of the synchronicities going down with you?
Like in general or tonight?
Well, you called me, Nick. Let's not forget that.
Well, I was calling it's mostly about Twin Peaks. I was curious, as you're a fan of the show, obviously. Have you read any of the books?
No, I haven't read the books. When it comes to David Lynch, I'm a big fan of anything and everything that he has done. And when you go back, we were talking about Dune earlier this week, certainly Twin Peaks, but when we today, just because doing this Twin Peaks thing, I went and listened to Wicked Game, watched a live concert performance with Chris Isaac. So I'm just a big David Lynch fan. And I think he's great. And he's. Have you seen Jiminy Glick? Man, what's that called? It's a comedy. Anyway, there's a great David Lynch impression that is done in that movie. Jiminy Glick in Hollywood, I think is what it's called. But yeah, I just like David Lynch. And so when you go and you watch Twin Peaks straight through, the disconnectedness of it, because you are trying to figure out, you think you can outsmart David Lynch, and you're not going to do that.
Impossible.
Impossible. You're not going to stay out in front of David Lynch. And that, for me, is one of the great appeals with Twin Peaks, and trying to figure out something that, you know what, he's going to make sure that is not connected. And he does it so well. Were you a big fan? Did you watch both the old and the new?
I was a Next Generation fan. I finally got to watch it. I grew up hearing about the show. I was like 6 when it aired, so I didn't see it or remember it.
Right.
But it finally came out on DVD like 15 years ago. I ate up seasons 1 and 2 over and over and over again, watched the movie. And so when the return came out on Showtime a couple years ago, I lost my mind.
Now, did you notice, like I did today, did you notice that certainly with episode 1, that it was a remake. Like, he went back and recut the scenes from the original. Did you notice that out of the gate?
No, I heard you say that, and I'm really struggling with that. I trying to catch what you mean by that. Unless you mean at the end, I don't want to give away spoilers over the air. But
No. What I'm saying, Nick.
Black and white.
No. What I am saying, episode 1 of the original Twin Peaks that aired in the early 90s, episode 1, and then go and watch episode 1 of the Showtime, right? Okay, the opening scene is what's his name says to his wife at the sawmill. He says, "I'm going fishing." In the background is Joan Chen. Now, the young Joan Chen, of course, she is in the... Okay, so he turns around, he goes outside, gets his fishing pole, his tackle box. He's walking down away from the sawmill. In the background, off to the left, you see the big rock, and there's Laura Palmer wrapped up in plastic. He stops, leans his fishing pole up against the thing, looks down, sees Laura Palmer, walks down, sees her, goes back... and makes the phone call to the sheriff. She's dead. All of that is identical in the Showtime version. It's just everybody's older. The same. I'm going fishing, and I didn't realize that. I didn't remember it from the original Twin Peaks until tonight. I was like, holy crap, okay. So now I need to go back. I know that there's probably lots of stuff on the internet. I don't want to do that. I'm going to go and watch all of the original Twin Peaks and just watch it back to back, because we just came off of Jiminy Glick in Hollywood. Somebody just posted it. That's what it's called. But yeah, I'm going to go and invest the time. I was blown away.
Let me tell you, if you're going on a Twin Peaks rabbit hole dive, check out the book, The Secret History of Twin Peaks.
The Secret History? Okay.
The Secret History of Twin Peaks, yeah, and it's written by Mark Frost.
Got it. See, and, I'm actually writing it down right now.
Right on. It is really cool. You will dig it. Let me just tell you, I'm just going to string off for you a few keyword topics that are in the Secret History of Twin Peaks. Chief Joseph is the Nez Perce Indians, Lewis and Clark, Freemasons, Kenneth Arnold, Roswell, Area 51, MJ-12, Blue Book, Nixon and Gleason, JFK, and Bohemian Grove, tying all that to Twin Peaks.
There you go. And also, I look forward to that. And in the new version of the Showtime version of Twin Peaks with David Lynch, I know it happened for sure in one episode. I don't know. I was waiting for it to go back and have a follow-up in another episode. Was the scene with the alien in the cage. And,
freaking terrifying.
Yeah, and he's sitting there. Kyle MacLachlan is sitting there, and the alien comes out, and I think it was Kyle, and it comes out.
No, it was that guy that was hired to sit there and just watch it.
Yes! Oh, man. That was so intense. Nothing came from that.
That was like the scariest thing I've ever seen on a television show.
It was nuts, man. It was nuts. And nothing. I thought, man, here we go. And nothing followed up. It was pretty strange. Hey, Nick, thank you, man. Go ahead.
Do you remember when Agent Cole sees the crime scene pictures of that, and he's just, what the hell?
That was another. See, I need to go back to the original series, and when it comes to Cole and other characters from the Showtime version are in the original series. I don't remember any of this from the original series. I've got to go back and do it. All right. Hey, Nick, thank you for the phone call, man. Don't be a stranger.
Hey, thank you, Jimmy. You have a great night, all right?
Go back, Lee Tappy.
Go Beckley Tappy. Hey, I'm drinking my Fade to Black blend right now. It's delicious.
I'll talk to you. Thank you, Nick. Have a great night. Go Beckley Tappy. He's drinking his Fade to Black blend, too, as well. Let's get our last commercial break in. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader night. Open lines all night long. If you're on hold, I will get to you. Don't you worry about it. And we've got one more segment left. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. 747-228-2051. Thursday night, Fader night. Talking Twin Peaks. I knew it was going to happen. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to ensure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app. Free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. Open lines, Thursday night, Fader night. Your conversation, your calls. I've got my headphone cable all tangled up here. Okay, I got it. I'm good. Let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is Carl from Toronto. How are you?
I'm doing good, Carl from Toronto. How are you tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm first-time caller. I'm pretty new to your show. Only been listening for about the last year or so, but I gotta say I've been liking what I've been hearing.
Yeah, right on, man. Right on. I appreciate that, and thank you. What's on your mind tonight?
So I've been wondering, it's been driving me crazy. What is Göbekli Tepe?
Göbekli Tepe is an ancient, the oldest megalithic site that has been discovered so far on planet Earth. 7,000 years older than the Giza pyramids, which was and has been recognized as the oldest, the pyramids of Egypt, going back to 2700 BC, and the construction of those as being the start of everything. And as it turns out, Göbekli Tepe was discovered. It's up on the Syrian-Turkish border in southern Turkey, northern Syria. It has been dated at around 10,000 to 11,000 BC. And it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And 7,000 years older than the pyramids, and just as ornate and beautiful. And it's a huge site. It's ginormous. So go and look it up. Göbekli Tepe, 2 words, and go and look at it. It's going to blow your mind that Stone Age man was not supposed to be quarrying and engineering and carving this kind of thing. It wasn't supposed to exist. So that's it. And we've been spreading the word on Göbekli Tepe now for 7-8 years, and it's dramatic. So there you go, Carl. That's what Göbekli Tepe is.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think there's lots of reasons to think that humans, or at least intelligent beings, have been on this planet far longer than is typically thought.
Well, that's why Göbekli Tepe is so important. I'll say this, Carl. There was a lot of debate that happened in 1992 when Robert Schoch and John Anthony West came forward with the redating of the Sphinx, suggesting that the Sphinx was constructed at around 10,000 BC. And one of the points from professional geologists around the world was that, look, there is nothing older than Egypt. Show us something older than Egypt, and then we can have a discussion. But right now, nothing was built, nothing could have been built at 10,000 BC. Man didn't have those abilities back then. Well, Göbekli Tepe was discovered. And now those arguments that were put out there that nothing can be older than Egypt and there wasn't a technology for that back then, now we have Göbekli Tepe, and it is gorgeous and beautiful. And now other sites have been revealed since then, and the question is out there, just like you just said, Carl. How many more Göbekli Tepes are there, and how much older is it going to get? We know that we have Göbekli Tepe. That changes the conversation and the dynamic of not only the Great Pyramids, but certainly the Great Sphinx. And we're not talking about a couple of weeks. We're talking about 7,000 years. 7,000 years older than the pyramids of Egypt. So, yeah, that's what Göbekli Tepe is. And now we know that ancient man was intelligent, had technology, was artistic, could engineer, had organization and agriculture and leadership. And culture that wasn't. We always picture Stone Age man as digging around in the dirt for seeds. You know what I mean? Living in a cave with a club. Well, obviously that isn't the case. So there you go. What else is on your mind, Carl?
Well, you usually refrain from giving your personal opinion on this, but I was wondering, what do you personally think about David Wilcox?
Oh, what about him?
Well, there seems to be a quite a bit of a divide on the internet. Some people are like so devoutly into him, believing everything he says, while others are like have their hate on big time for him.
Right.
And so I was just wondering where you stand. Do you think he knows what he's talking about, or do you think he's kind of trying to ride this train for the money?
I don't really know or have an opinion there. But when it comes to people like David Wilcock or David or others out there, look, David is not the first. He's not the last to have opinions and suggest things and predictions. He's not the first. He's not the last. When it comes to any of that, you need to have a huge amount of discernment and be careful. The reason why I suggest that is those out there that are looking for answers and seeking help, and maybe they have problems in their personal lives and emotionally they feel like they need to go out and find someone or something to give them those answers, whether it's in a book or spoken word or conferences, a direction, and become part of a group. Those are the people that are also the most vulnerable and will listen and believe anything. And we've seen that over and over again throughout the world for thousands of years. Like I said, he's not the first or the last. So you just need to be careful. You honestly need to... there are many people out there that have gotten a lot of good, positive things out of David, and others. There's many of them. And then you need to be careful if something goes wrong or goes sideways, you don't want to be crushed. You don't want to go, oh man, I can't believe this. I put everything I had into this he or this she. And, if you think about some of these groups around the world, throughout Europe or Australia, Africa. Think of these different groups, India, where they invest, sell their homes and quit their jobs and go to have everything just fall apart. Most of those people that were followers of these different personalities will say that, yeah, it sucks. But it did change me for the better, and it forced me to look at my own life and how I was living. Sure, this person wasn't who they said they were, but I got something positive out of it. And that's the only thing I could say. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't follow him. I don't follow anybody, right? So I don't know what he's saying or anything. I get email. People will ask me different questions. Did you hear what so and so said today? This was said. What do you think about that? But I don't have any reference point. You know what I mean? I can't comment because I didn't listen to anything firsthand. And so there you go. So just keep your glasses on and use that discernment.
All right on, man. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, Jimmy.
I appreciate it, Carl, and just have a great weekend, and we'll see you right here on Monday.
Awesome. Good night, man.
You too. That's a great phone call, and just like anything, be careful. That's all. I don't in any way have any idea about what's going on out there. I can barely keep up with the other crises that are going on around the world and making sure that my family is taken care of and my quest for Chicago deep dish. These are the things that I focus on in this audience. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Pat. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Pat. How are you, man? You got through.
I'm doing good. I beat the phone system.
Man, it's tough. It's tough, Pat. And now I know your phone number. But, I don't allow people to cut in line. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's just the way that I do it.
Got a question for you real quick.
Sure. Does it involve kebab?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
All right, man, here's my thing.
Okay.
This summer's going to be kind of out of the question.
Right.
But can I pencil you in for next summer? Can I get an okay that you're going to do it?
Hey, look, 2021. Okay, well, it depends on what you're referring to. What are you referring to for 2021, Pat?
Is Rita around there?
She's in her studio.
Door shut?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, about the RV trip, man.
Man, you know what? You're the perfect instigator for that. I think we should do it. I think, especially all the events have been canceled for this year. We're hanging on to Disclosure Fest, and Star Works is still on in Laughlin. But everything else for us has been canceled. So maybe next year we should just do our own tour, hop in an RV and go hit 5, 6, 7 cities across the United States and burn this sucker down. What do you think?
Dude, I'm thinking that's perfect, man. It's great. Get out there, mingle with people.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. We could do a Fade to Black each night and do a sky watch in each city, break out the barbecue and cook, some chilled vodka. Man, Dave Pendleton earlier talking about that rum. You know what? I went through a really bad period. Not an alcoholic period, but a period of I couldn't stop Captain Morgan Spice rum on ice. Oh,
there you go.
Man, I remember the first time I was like, this is the most perfect drink in the world.
I was always a Jack and Seven guy.
Yeah, Jack and Seven's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But, man, he was mentioning rum tonight and spiced rum on the rocks. Oh, man, so good. So good.
Okay, I want to get back to the kebabs. I'm not trying to start an argument here, but you can spell kebab, K-A-B-O-B. Look it up. It's the lesser-known way of spelling it, but it still works.
Okay. No, there is a few different ways to do it.
I'm from the country, so that's how we do it.
Okay, and stick to it, man. Don't change. Okay, don't change. Here, in the valley, there are all kinds of kebab establishments. You can drive down the street and look up at the sign and see it spelled 3 or 4 different ways in a block. Okay? For me, I like kebab, which is K-E-B-A-B, kebab. And that's just me. I like to say it. I like to say it that way, kebab. So,
all right, man.
That's it. But okay. It's spelled K-A-B-O-B. I see that. I see K-A-B-A-B. I've seen that. So there's just different ways to do it. And kebabs aren't, it's Greek, it's Persian, it's Armenian. Throughout the Middle East, all the cultures have their own way of making, saying, and cooking kebab. So nobody's right, nobody's wrong here. So you do your thing. You want to go kebab, then you kebab all night long.
All right, man. So when can I pencil you in on this?
Oh, you're doing the hard close. Or is that a suggestive close?
It's whatever works, man. I just need a time, a date. I just kind of want to prepare.
Oh, man. When are you coming out to the West Coast? That ain't going to happen. I take care of my mom, so I can't really go nowhere. That's why I'm trying to get you out here. Bring your mom.
She doesn't get out, man.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we've got a little bit of time to prepare for this. But like I said, you being the spearhead on this and the motivation behind doing this, let's just put this thing to bed and let's go and do it. I'm down. All we got to do, listen, Elf, all we got to do is get the thumbs up from Rita. You do that, all bets are off. We're booking the RV. We're going to book the cities. We're going to shut this thing down and we're going to go.
You know, Jimmy, I will say one thing. You are smooth, dude. I noticed how you put this all on me now. You're good, man. You're good.
Actually, we're putting it on Rita. Don't forget, Elf. I mean, there's you and I, but you and I are just along for the ride. Okay?
Right. Well, I'll be behind you, just saying.
Okay. It's Rita. It's Rita. Man, somebody just posted this. Is this you? Oh, this is Third Stone Studios. Look at those kebabs. Kebab.
Hey, real quick, man, I got one question for you.
Sure.
Okay, off subject. Crystals. Give me your favorite crystal story of you using them and having something happen to you with it.
Man, I've got so many. But, okay, check this out. We have a giant pink quartz crystal skull, right? Rose quartz. And the day that we got her, I picked her up, and my right arm, I'm holding her in my hand, my right arm went up like 5 degrees, like warm. And I was like, wait a minute here. Right? And so I turned to Rita.
Was it tingling?
A little bit. I'm telling you, my arm got hot. And I handed her to Rita. We were outside on the patio. And I handed her to Rita, and it happened to Rita. And so that night, or maybe it was the next night, it was very close. It was either that night or the next night. We had a bunch of guests over at the house, and we just got this, this new rose quartz skull. And so we had a bunch of us out on the patio. Rita and I aren't saying anything. And we bring out people bring over their own skulls, and we have our stuff, and we like to sit around and talk about these things. Anyway, everybody wanted to see the new one. And so we brought her out, and everybody held her and passed her around the table. Same thing happened to everybody. Right arm. It was just weird. And
nice.
Yeah, I can't explain it. Now, in my left hand, I didn't have that sensation. But over in my right hand, I'll flip it over, it would just go right up. And everybody had the same experience with this particular quartz. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We have so many skulls where it doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't. It
right.
But this particular rose quartz, and there's many pictures of her. I don't know. I don't remember her name specifically. That are out there on the net. It was a Carolyn Ford skull. Somebody just tweeted that out. Carolyn Ford, if you go to EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com, she has the most amazing crystal skulls there, and you can go and check out her stuff. But it doesn't happen all the time. And I'm looking around here in the studio, I've got big chunks of crystal here. But it doesn't happen all the time. Different crystal skull. I have a tungite pyramid. I'm holding it up right now, and this thing is incredible. And this is always, if you hold it in your hand, for some reason, shungite. It gets warm. Not my arm, the pyramid. It's a bizarre sensation, and we have a lot of shungite here. I'm holding it up. This is from Russia. But this thing will heat up immediately. Just hold it in your hand. Takes a minute, and suddenly it's radiating, and it's doing it right now. Really cool.
That Arulite that you guys sent me in that package.
Yep.
I like that. That one's pretty cool. That's got me some wicked dreams.
Yeah, I keep Auralite, a couple pieces of it on my nightstand for that reason.
Now, I will tell you something. If you want something really cool, a lot of people don't know about them, get you a set of Boji stones.
What are those?
They're male. You'll have a male and you'll have a female. They're great. They're grounding. They're balancing. Anytime you feel off, you just carry one in one side of your pocket, on one pocket, and carry the other one in the other pocket, and it'll mellow you out.
That's right. I've heard that, and
they're good.
And Karen got me some Egyptian rods, and I've got those too. I don't have them here in the bunker. They're over at the house. But those are incredible too. And with those, it's a positive and negative, like you're saying, right?
Right.
And you can hold them, and especially when you hold them correctly, when you feel, and then you switch hands, right?
Right.
And it goes away. If they only
now, is that the ones that Jason uses? Doesn't Jason use some kind of rods or something?
Yep. And these are about 6 inches by maybe 1.5 inches round. They're pretty heavy, and they're a positive and a negative, man. It's weird. Patrick, I'm serious. You switch hands, and it's just like you're holding rocks. And then you switch hands, and you get it correctly. It's like, what? It's weird, man.
If you can put a link up, man, I'd appreciate it. Put a link up on where to get that or whatever.
And talk to Karen. Hit Karen up.
Okay.
Hit Karen up. She's the crystal goddess. Her and Lisa Frith, those are the two that are the crystal connection for everything, not only for us, but for all of the Fadernauts.
Yeah, I got a little skull from her, Lisa.
Lisa's the best.
Yep, she's awesome.
She's the best, man. And our little Fadernaut circle that we have, there's 12, 14 of us. The most awesomest, not only group of people, but intelligent. They know their stuff. They know technically, you can go if you have a question or anything to reference, like we're talking crystals right now, or skulls. Lisa, the skull connection. There's no question about it. Karen, when it comes to crystals, what they do, how to get them, where to go, the best shows and things to go, conventions. Crystal is Crystal. Your connection is Karen, and also Jason Quit. All right, and Jason is the Auralite connection.
Right. Yeah, I got that one, like I said, from you guys, and I love that one.
Patrick, you demand. Thank you so much, my friend. Enjoy your weekend, okay?
You too, man. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next summer in the RV.
Yeah, yes, you will, because you're going to organize it. I'll talk to you, Patrick. Behave.
All right, later, brother.
Later. Go Beckley Teppy.
Go Beckley Teppy.
There he is. The elf stopped by tonight. And with that, I am going to get out of here. What a great conversation. Everybody that is left on hold, I apologize. And I got to get out of here. Network's going to cut us off here in a few minutes. Fade to Black's executive producers, Rita Camarion. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2020 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Everybody have a great, safe weekend. I've got 3 days off. Incredible. I'll see you on Monday. Until then, be safe. Go Beckley Teppy.